Are you prepared to find out why you're still over 10% body fat? Let's dive in. Number one might sound a bit strange at first, but it's essential to address it up front because it's a common tendency for people to load up on these items when they start dieting. Don't go overboard with vegetables. Sure, we all know veggies are packed with nutrients and fiber, which keeps us full during a calorie deficit. But remember, more isn't always better. It's just like watching TV shows. Binge watching multiple seasons all in one sitting leaves you with blurry eyes and a lack of sleep. And eating an excessive amount of vegetables can actually lead to significant gut inflammation, which in turn hinders your body's ability to absorb nutrients properly. And if you're not breaking down and absorbing your food effectively, your physique just won't change for the better. Instead, you'll likely end up feeling low on energy, experiencing brain fog, and struggling to build lean muscle mass. Number two is staying in your comfort zone with workouts. You know what they say? Nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you're sticking to the same old workouts you've always done, you're going to get the same old results. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need to dive headfirst into an extreme CrossFit WOD or a 2-hour marathon bodybuilding training session. Instead, it's about smart programming and strategically phasing your training to challenge your body and stimulate those adaptations that lead to real significant change. Number three is that all or nothing mentality. I've fallen into this trap myself and I totally get it. When you start something new, you want results yesterday, right? Clients often come to me and say, I need to lose X pounds by X date. Just tell me exactly what to do. But here's the deal. That rigid approach rarely works. Life happens, and if your plan has no flexibility, the smallest hiccup can derail your whole journey. Instead, it's all about building in flexibility. Try incorporating calorie cycling days into your plan so you can enjoy higher and lower calorie days to accommodate for those social events or those work lunches that pop up. Also, when it comes to training, consider breaking your total weekly training volume down into 15-minute blocks. This allows you to stack and separate your training based on how busy your schedule is that week. So you'll get the same results whether you work out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 days a week. And this way you still achieve those results you want without one slip up ruining everything. Number four is a lack of food variety. Let's face it, unless you're trying to end up on a bodybuilding stage, I haven't met a single client with a goal, even someone who's dieting for their wedding day, who can stick to that classic gym bro diet of chicken, broccoli and rice. Simply put, without having food variety over time, you'll really struggle to transform your physique. But with a flexible dieting approach and some calorie cycling savvy, you can have the burgers, pizzas, pancakes, and even some ice cream. Yep, you heard that right. The key is understanding how to balance calories and macros with hunger signaling, insulin sensitivity, and keeping your gut health in check too. So bid farewell to those tasteless dishes and say hello to a flavorful transformation. Number five runs along the same lines, but it's when you turn into Mr. Greedy and take the flexible dieting approach to the extreme with excessive cheat meals. Here's the catch. Even one over-the-top cheat meal can pack a surprising punch. When you're deep into a calorie deficit, making significant progress, your body's like a sponge ready to soak up that excess fat. So if you decide to go for a cheat meal extravaganza, be cautious. Your body has a clever knack of being able to store a lot more calories in a day than it can burn off. Number six is not taking diet breaks. If you've never been down to 10% body fat, or it feels like a lifetime since you've seen your abs, then diet breaks need to become your best friend on this fat loss journey. Let me break it down. We all have this thing called an allostatic stress load. Picture it as a bucket that collects all of your daily stresses, from work hassles to relationship dramas to family chaos. Now, imagine that this stress load bucket has been shrunk to half its size because you're in a calorie deficit. Guess what? It's much easier for that bucket to overflow now. And when our allostatic stress load gets too high and that bucket is overflowing, our willpower takes a massive nosedive. Our immune system hits rock bottom and we end up feeling downright miserable. And this is where diet breaks are your savior. During those moments where you feel like you're about to hit rock bottom, a week at maintenance calories with a clean carb refuel can do wonders. It's like a superhero serum that revives you and gets you right back on track to achieving those aesthetic goals. Number seven is too much cardio. Here's the scoop. Too much cardio leads you down the wrong path. Picture this. You're working out like a cardio maniac, and what happens next? You end up looking exactly the same even though the scale number is going down. But why? Because you've burned through both muscle and fat in a 1-to-1 ratio. Ouch. And on top of this, your body will eventually give in. It might rebel with an injury, you get sick very frequently, or just mind-boggling hunger which makes you really question your life's choices. Basically, too much cardio messes with your recovery, it cranks up your appetite, and makes that stress hormone cortisol your best friend. And on the flip side, number 8 is too little cardio. Don't fall for those fitness influencers that demonize cardio just to sell you a shortcut. Cardio isn't just for torching calories. It's a fantastic heart health booster and helps oxygenate your whole system. And it's crucial as you get leaner to incorporate intentional cardio to keep that calorie burning flame going. So remember, it's all about finding that sweet spot with your cardio routine. Not too much and not too little to keep you on the path to success. Number 9 is ignoring your sleep quality. Let's talk about something most folks overlook on their quest for leanness: sleep. Here's the deal. Poor sleep is like your kryptonite to fat loss. It messes with your body in ways you just wouldn't believe. Did you know that night shift work is even classified as a class 2 carcinogen? And here's something else which might make you rethink those late nights. When dieting, if you get less than 6 hours sleep per night, you burn 55% less body fat. Quality sleep is a big deal. Now, before you start picturing a strict 9 p.m. bedtime routine, chill out. You don't have to turn into some weird sleep fanatic. Just start with aiming for a solid 6 hours of shut-eye per night. It's the minimum to just keep your body humming along nicely. And if you're into wearables like Whoop or an Apple Watch to track your sleep, even better. Mistake number 10 is underestimating your daily protein needs. And let's put the emphasis on daily. This isn't a weekly thing. You can't make up for lost protein with a weekly average. You've got to hit your protein goal each and every day, especially when you're in the thick of a calorie deficit. So if you're only going to track one thing, make it your protein intake. And keep things simple and aim for that golden number of 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. But let me tell you, most of my clients are on more than that and see better results. Mistake number 11 is overestimating the calories burned from your workouts to make sure that you build or even maintain lean muscle. Have you ever wondered if those fitness wearables are as accurate as they claim to be when it comes to calories burned? Spoiler alert, they often miss the mark by a long shot. In fact, there's just a treasure trove of studies showing how inaccurate they actually are. Plus, if you ever decide to actually wear 2 different trackers during a workout, get ready for a wild ride because the data they provide will be dramatically different. But that's by the by. The real twist in the tale is becoming overly reliant on these trackers and their data because it can lead to some sneaky traps. And the main trap is post-exercise overconsumption. The moment where you compensate for the calories burned that your tracker erroneously told you that you had. I remember one client who kept devouring 500 calories after every 30-minute workout because his tracker told him he was burning 800 calories. Needless to say, their journey took an unexpected turn towards gaining mass than actually getting leaner. Mistake number 12 is having a lack of support. Expect the unexpected on your body transformation journey. If achieving your dream physique was as simple as just staying in a calorie deficit, everyone would be rocking those six-pack abs right now. But reality check, less than 1% of guys in the US actually have a chiseled midsection. So clearly, there's more to it. You see, the thing is, you don't know what you don't know. And that's where having a seasoned guide by your side is an absolute game changer. Whether you're battling with a little confusion over nutrition, or you're struggling with workout routines, having someone there that's been through it all before makes the difference between finally staying on track and reaching your goals and getting lost in that wilderness of fitness confusion. So don't go it alone when you can have an expert who's walked the path before you light the way. Mistake number 13 is an over-reliance on supplements. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's a reason why those fancy supplements in those shiny bottles feel like a shortcut to success, because they are, but not in the way you might think. Now, don't get me wrong, supplements can play a part in your fitness journey, but they're far from being the magic solution. Here's the deal. While they might give you a boost here and there, they just won't work miracles on their own. You see, that sculpted physique you're after is not hidden inside a pill or a powder. Supplements are the sidekicks, they're not the superheroes of the body transformation process. They can lend a hand, but the real work, the sweat, the consistency and the discipline, that's on you. So before you go all in on the next supplement craze, remember that they're just one piece of the puzzle. Mistake number 14 is an over-reliance on the scale as a signal of change. Relying solely on the scale to measure your success is like painting a masterpiece with only one color. It's just not going to capture the full picture. Let me spill the beans here. That scale can be a real trickster. It might decide to camp out at a certain weight for a few days, or give you a rude surprise and start to tick upwards even when you're diligent with your diet. Talk about frustrating. But here's the scoop. Your body is more complex than a single number. There's a symphony of changes all going on underneath the surface. That's why it's crucial to have different measurement tools so we can measure your progress accurately. Just think of it as like detective work for your physique. First off, you've got photos because pictures do not lie. There's your strength, which can skyrocket even when the scale lags behind. There's the trusty waist measurement, because inches lost means a lot more than numbers on a scale. There's how your clothes fit, because nothing feels as satisfying as going down a belt notch that you couldn't buckle up before. And of course, expert eyes like mine to guide you through the twists and turns of your transformation journey. So don't let the scale mess with your head. Embrace the bigger picture and remember that your body is a dynamic masterpiece in the making.